Okay, I've always been talking about coffee break. Now, this is the coffee break that I've been talking about. Now, cold brew is a hot commodity in the United States. Iced beverages generate billions in sales at U.S. branded coffee shops during the last year, achieving 7.3% growth. Iced products are growing quite significantly than their hot coffee counterparts, and it's hit South Africa by storm. For more on this new phenomenon and the rise of the cold brew, we're joined by Nicole Roos, the Business Executive Officer for Beverages at Nestle South Africa. Nicole, a very good morning and a warm welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here today.
Okay, before we get deeper into the conversation, what is better between iced coffee and cold brew?
Yeah, that's a great question. So firstly, as you said, cold is on trend at the moment. In fact, coffee in South Africa is exploding.
Yeah.
There's obviously a difference, as you said, between ice cold coffee and cold brew coffee. So this particular range that's just hit South Africa, which is a journey into cold. And as you said, more South Africans are drinking cold beverages than hot beverages.
Yeah.
So it was a natural time for us to introduce these cold coffees. These are, in fact, cold coffee drinks. You can have the versatility of serving them as you need. Different from cold brew. Cold brew is a very slow drip coffee technology.
Okay.
That's not here yet, but to follow.
Right.
And it, indeed a big trend at the moment. South Africa's ready, in my view, for ice cold coffee.
Okay. So why is it the right time to introduce this kind of trend?
Yeah, as we said, coffee in South Africa is really a growing trend. Internationally, in fact, cold coffee is growing even faster. And with South Africa being really on the cusp of a coffee explosion and a very young population, we thought it was very relevant to obviously listen to South Africa and to meet those cold coffee trends. So definitely time for Africa to join the global trend.
What do you attribute it to? I mean, the rise and the growth of iced cold coffee?
Yeah, I think consumers are looking obviously for refreshing and stimulating drinks, but also more natural. So what we're excited about is that this range will bring not only exciting hydration, but also a much more natural stimulation to allow the enjoyment of coffee anytime, on the go, and of course ice cold, which we know in South Africa with our beautiful climate is a great opportunity.
Nicole, for those who may not easily adapt to the changing trends and the phenomenons, I mean, it wouldn't really make sense having a hot beverage, a cold beverage like coffee, because coffee is enjoyed hot.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we had to consider. So what better way to enter into cold coffee with South Africa's favourites? So you'll see we've started with Nescafe Ricoffee, of course, the rise and shine of many South African homes. They wake up with that Ricoffee cup. And so we've worked to take that flavour profile that South Africans love into a cold beverage. So we're going to guide the consumer into these cold consumption moments. And then for consumers who are looking for that bold, smooth, strong taste, we also have a range of Nescafes, which again allow the consumer to enjoy that same taste profile of coffee, but in a cold and stimulating cup.
And I understand there's different flavors, hey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't the flavors then dilute the original taste of coffee?
Absolutely. So there are original flavors for those real coffee connoisseurs that want that coffee cup. There is an original flavor in both the Nescafe range and also the Nescafe Ricoffee range, but then an exciting range of flavors too. So whether you're into a mocha cup or you want to experiment with caramel, really true indulgence. And I'm sure that there's something for every South African in the new range.
And what's the best way to enjoy it? Can I add something onto it?
Yeah, it's absolutely versatile. So whether you're on the go and you want to just click open a can and drink your coffee as you go, I know you've got a hectic schedule, so anytime, anywhere, on the go coffee, which we believe is so versatile, but also it has a place in the home. I mean, you could enjoy it in other drinks, you could get creative perhaps with making some cocktails, and I think there's a lot of opportunities.
With or without sugar?
So it depends.
Does it really matter?
Totally depends. Different
On
consumers have different needs and different preferences.
Okay.
But as we said, the range totally versatile, ready for South Africa to enjoy.
Okay. So what temperatures can you keep it at?
So we would suggest keeping it ice cold. It's ambient through the value stream, so you'll be able to find it in your forecourts, in your retailers, preferably ice cold and ready to drink.
Okay.
So anywhere where obviously you want to enjoy that refreshingly cool taste.
All right, and we'll ask your colleague to just make a quick demonstration of the magic that goes in, for this particular. Yeah, and you can also tell us what you have there.
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to be at the launch of these new products, and immediately just saw the versatility and the creativity that I could make use of. So the first one that I've come up with is the grapefruit brew. And it's going to be using the Nescafe Black Roast.
Mm-hmm.
I've already added in a bit of orange syrup, grapefruit juice, and agave nectar. And I'm going to add in the Nescafe Black Roast.
Mm-hmm.
And then all we're going to do with that is shake it over ice.
Okay. So I can play around with just about any flavor, hey?
Absolutely. I think it depends on also your flavor profile. You know, some consumers like it just a traditional ice cold black cup. And also if you're going to dial in new ingredients, it's just important to maybe start with something that's not so flavored and then introduce flavor as you go.
I see. And I suppose the vending machine model is something that you'll be looking at in the future, you know, to spur the kind of growth that you're seeing now.
Absolutely. I mean, with South Africans drinking cold beverages wherever they go, it's important, obviously, that we're also there. So you'll see a lot of exciting things happening and making cold coffee more and more available wherever we are on the go, as you said.
So is it readily available now at retail stores?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we said, the range was launched only just a few days ago, and we're now working our way into shelf. But as we speak right now, the products are becoming available in South African retail stores and South African forecourt stores. And of course, as you said, popping up in exciting new places as we move around.
Yeah, I mean, as we adapt to change, I certainly hope that it will not replace the traditional hot coffee.
No, I think in South Africa that's really unlikely. I think hot coffee is part of our way of growing up. But I think what we're offering is something for any part of the day, and the versatility, which, as we said, is so important.
All right, Nicole, thank you so much. Hey,
thank you so much.
Really, really appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
Okay, we just spoke to Nicole Roos, the Business Executive Officer for Beverages at Nestle South Africa, you know, on the introduction and the significant increase and demand in iced coffee. All right, we've so almost reached the end of this morning's show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. But before we go, it's time to turn our attention to your responses on our social media with regards to the question of the day. We asked you earlier to share with us your predictions of that clash between the Springboks and England later on this morning at in the next couple of hours, actually. And we also asked you to share with us about the small town of choice, which is Bohwadi, formerly called Dendron.